Hey guys, what is up? My name is DNBROO. I am here with a video for you guys on the basics of FL Studio. Now, one of my subscribers and biggest fans, Razor Mammer, said, "Hey DNBROO, I was just wondering if you can do a 10-minute tutorial on how to use the basics of FL Studio." So here I am. Within FL Studio, you basically want to set up your songs in your playlist. This is basically read like a book from left to right. This is what you use to set up your song and make it sound the way that you want. Starting off, I have two patterns, pattern 1 and pattern 5. To create a pattern or modify a pattern, you want to go here to channel rack and you want to add a sound. So if I go to my plus sign, Harmer is a very basic sound generator and it's in every FL Studio, so you guys should all be able to see the same screen that I have. This is what you can use to create a sound that you want. They also have presets built in, which allows you to pick from all the different sounds that somebody has already created for you. So if I go to gamer, sounds pretty cool. That is what is already set up. We're just going to go and use that into the mix as a demonstration for today. As you can see to the left of it, there's these three little dots. I actually do not want that. That means that this sound is going straight to the master track. The master track is the final track that will be exported when you save your song or send it to SoundCloud or to the producers or the live radio stations. You want to make sure that nothing is straight to the master track. So I'm going to take this little three dots to the left. I'm going to drag up until it comes to an empty mixer track. I know that mixer track 13 is empty, so I'm going to go back and change this to 13. And as you can see, it goes to here instead of straight to my master track, which is better because from here I can add all of my effects onto the side, or I can change the volume in case it's too loud, which is good. So at the beginning of my song, I have this played from pattern 1, which is here, and pattern 5, which is here. In order to get to here, this is what's called the piano roll. You would essentially click on the box if it's not already there, or you right click and you go to piano roll. This allows you to compose your music. You can set different notes for different sounds, basically, essentially. You're not going to hear anything on there, but if we go to gamer, so with that, you can create your music. Say I want to just simply copy my pattern 1 notes and place it onto gamer. It's going to be really high. I don't want that. So I'm going to take all of these, Control A, I'm going to drag them down an octave. So now they're a little bit lower, and if we go to pattern 1 and hit play, so now that's playing within my song. But as you notice, it's on pattern 1 with an originally and I already have a sound on pattern 1. So I'm going to take it, Control A, cut, I'm going to go to a new pattern, I'm going to paste it all back in there. Now it's no longer on pattern 1 and I can place it where it needs to be within inside of my song. So if I place it there, I can stretch it across the entire track, and now I actually have my sound to play throughout it. Say I don't want it in the intro, I can cut this by right clicking and getting rid of it, and I can hit play, and throughout the song it's not going to be there until it starts to play. As you can tell, it's a little bit loud and it's obtrusive in the mix, so we're going to go to here and we're going to lower the volume so it's not being too loud. So now it's fitting a little bit better inside of my mix, and I can hear everything clearly, such as the snare and the drum. So with that playing good and well, we're now starting to get into the mixing section of music. This can go on for hours and hours and hours if you're a perfectionist, and it can really traumatize your production, and you just kind of want to not worry too much about it, but make sure that everything is still sounding alright within your mix. So here I'm going to increase it just a little bit because it was just a tad bit too quiet. About right there is where we need it. You're also going to notice that if I just play this sound by itself, there's a tiny bit of bass in there. And the way that I can tell is on my master track, I have Wave Candy set up to this right here, which is a spectrum analyzer. Now, without going into too much detail, this basically just tells you sound and your low ends and your high ends of your mix. So I added an EQ to track 13. This will allow me to cut out different spectrums or different layers of my song, so that way I can make it fit better within my mix, because if I have a sub in the low end, I don't want that to be overtaken by this random sound that's not a sub. So I'm going to go to high pass, and I'm going to cut out all the low frequencies. So if I do this without it, you're going to see this. Your sub frequencies are anywhere from 50 hertz and below, or 60 hertz and below is generally the average, and above is going to be your mids until you get to about maybe 5 or 10, and then from 10 and up, that's going to be your highs. You can go into and look up details about mixing and equalizations for different instruments on tons of different websites. Everybody talks about it, and it's one of the most common issues with songs because nobody has a general formula to figure it out. It's basically all just done by ear. And as you produce, you'll learn what you do and don't need in your mix. So I want to cut out the low ends of this sound, so I'm going to turn on my EQ, and I'm going to take my low end filter here and I'm going to drag it up. So as you can see, it's cutting out the low sounds of it because we don't want anything below 60 hertz. So I'm just going to drag this right back down to about 150. And I can see that from right below it, you see the number 150 right here. That's good, because now our sub has free room within inside the spectrum analyzer to really pump the bass. Let me play the song again. So it fits nicely. It's not obtrusive in the mix. It's as far as we know, it's sounding good. So we're starting to come along with the song. Then you can compose the rest of your song from there. The basics have pretty much been talked about, and yeah, I don't really know anything else to cover. I kind of went in detail with the spectrum analyzer and equalizers, but I pretty much covered most of everything I needed to cover. So unless you have any other questions or concerns, go ahead and leave a comment down below. So unless you have any other questions or concerns, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought. If you liked it, like it. If you disliked it, disliked it. I won't hate you. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.